Good morning. The time is 11:11. I believe we'll get this date because we got to timestamp everything now for the people on the future coming back to the now and present, so they know exactly what the solar white wizard has been doing. The 12th of May. The 12th of May, 11:11, 11:11 a.m. Morning. 2026. And beaming out, casting out, and transmitting and receiving 4-T, the sanctuary, pursuit, truth. And as you all know now, that would be the golden truth. The golden truth. Now, congratulations on David for getting up there, as we knew it would happen if you go back on my past archive, on my program, and coming at you on this program. Congratulations, David and Pauline. I know it's been a 30-year journey, for me too also. And just stay in the now and present, and everything's going to be hunky-dory. And too right, how it should be, because we let nature naturally take its right course and what it provides for us. The natural flow. And I've got to give credit where it's due. I give a credit to the beautiful populace up there in Albury that tilted the pendulum. That is a great book too, if anyone would wish to read that. Okay. So, more than a turning point, because the pendulum. Okay, so we've done that task today. As I said, it's a beautiful, wonderful and fantastic, well, the flow of things and directing my unconditional love out to each and every one of you, which is your love, truth, hope, faith, integrity, honour, and our ancestry. Without our ancestry, wouldn't be here in the moment, in the now and present, would we? Okay, I'm pretty sure everyone's catching up and up to Godspeed now with what the solar jaguar emperor is. I am who I am, because I am the solar jaguar emperor, and I am sitting here before you. Speech creates the golden truth to each and every one of you. Yes, this came in, so it's more about the ancestral, because I'm working on getting this out to the masses, and it's the greatest mass awakening. Why? And you shouldn't be asking this why anymore, because it's unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, and unavoidable. Unavoidable to everyone. Intent, pulse, receptivity, and enchant. Now, Eggleton and to Campbelltown and Prospect Hill, he done many things and kept the food in the colonies' mouths and kept their tummies full. Otherwise, the colony back then would have starved to death. And once again, without those ancestors, well, again, we wouldn't be sitting here, or we'd be sitting, well, it would have taken a different path, wouldn't it? Okay, the golden truth. A declaration of authentic antiquity. This dossier documents a statistically singular convergence within the global populace of 8 billion people. I think we're on about 9 billion people, which they tell us, which there's so much lies and deception out there from this forgery of fiction lies and fiction laws. My biology is the uncorrupted record of the Bell Beaker lineage or lineage. B-E-double-L and then Beaker. B-E-A-K-K-E-R. The Iberian-Celts and the great family of integrity, the House of Juchau, preserved through 5 millennia of geographic isolation. It represents the Lochadoc, the physical fault of the ancient South. This evidence reveals that my family carries the high energy frequency of the original OC culture, a populace of integrity that survived the shaking of history and crossed oceans to Australia. As you all know now, Spitalfields, the weavers, silk weavers over in Spitalfields, it's all documented. As the Huguenots and treading back over into France and Brittany and Normandy. It's all documented. I'll let the populace know that we are chiefs. Our position predates the words subject, sovereign, royal, crown, or majesty. Now, etymologically, the word chief, the word chief descends from the Latin caput, meaning the head. It is the biological and structural authority of the primary source, while later constraints of power created royalty. To govern land, our lineage resides in the authentic integrity antiquity and integrity and honour and truth, faith, hope, charity. And we chastise those who go against and those bad ones. Of the first leaders, the biological heads of the clan. The paternal pillar of this truth is anchored by my father's Y-DNA, belonging to the R-SRY 2627 branch. This is the most geographically concentrated paternal marker in Europe, identifying his bones as those of the original southern lineage or lineage. It is positive for the Z195 and Z198 markers, representing the Iberian-Celts, the warrior artisans of the Pyrenees who resisted the northern assimilation. They were the master builders of the Bronze Age, carrying the unmutated backbone of the Bell Beaker culture, defined by the PF6527 and L23 markers. Cannot be made up. The golden truth. This lineage is found in less than 1.5% of the Western European population. On a global scale, this unmutated backbone is a 1 in billions find. The greatest mass awakening unstoppable, inevitable, irreversible, and unavoidable. All through the DNA now, scientific forensic, authentic, golden truth. The populace will not be lied to anymore. Enough. Enough. And enough of this nonsense, or these evil critters, creatures, monsters and demons are doing. They're going to be held accountable for their evil, horrendous crimes against humanity. Okay, get back to this. The master spirit is physically recorded in the Australian War Memorial under my great-grandfather Percy James Juchau, and served in the 6th Queensland Imperial Bushland during the Boer War. And we've been in many wars. That's all documented too. Just like the touch point on this one. He went with his cousin, E.T. Juchau, E.T., who is honoured on the memorial at service number 322. 322, just so happens I was born on my birthday's on the 322 of the year, 322 of the year. So I can take on the Skull and Bones network. And on a leap year, which I was born on, was 323. Just a heads up on that. That's another clue and another hint. They sailed from Brisbane on the TSS Devon. And as I say, the Duke family. It's all just, no such thing as a coincidence. This is how the universe and God works in mysterious ways. On the TSS Devon. And we go back in the Devonshire or Devonshire. In April 1901, his displacement from the great family of integrity, T, in Nantes to the Queensland bush is the physical journey of this authentic frequency. And we lost E.T. over there to pneumonia. The material pillar is defined by my mother's rare H1E 1A plus 3745. Mitochondrial signature, a 5,000 year biological time capsule. Now you all know what a time capsule is. This is the DNA of the Neolithic and Bronze Age mothers of the land of OC. Her results show 0 missing mutations, meaning her DNA is 100% complete blueprint of the original European founders. There are only approximately 200 known world descendants for this high-resolution lineage in a population of 8 billion, a rarity of 0.0000025%. Her specific markers, including the 315.1C and the 522 insertions, and the ancestral states of 3010G, 5460G, and 15326A alpha provide the high metabolic efficiency, the yes frequency required to anchor a populace of integrity in a new world, new beginnings. The biological seal of this truth is the shared A-negative blood type among me and both my parents. The Pyrenees and Gascony are the global heart of Rh-negative blood, reaching local peak frequencies of 35%. For two parents to carry rare Parthenonian DNA and both pass the recessive A-negative trait to their child is a statistical convergence of 1 in 1.2 trillion. That's the percentage. It confirms my ancestors remain a distinct, unmixed population, a protected populace of integrity and integrity. This shared recessive frequency acts as a biological shield, proving both the Juchau and the maternal lines originated from the exact same perennial genetic hotspot. What are the odds in that? Oh, 1.2 trillion? Anyone would like to bet on that, but I don't bet, and I don't trust the betting system. It's another betting system of evil that takes and extracts the wealth off the decent folks. And then you become depressed and all sorts of, darkness overcomes you, doesn't it? Get away from betting. That's a toxicity. Another toxic thing they put out there. The authenticity is further illuminated by the historic traditions of the Pendragon, the oldest Celtic chiefs whose roots stretch from the ancient north to the solar centres of Laxu and Heliopolis. The dragon represents the rivalry, which is W-O-U-I-V-R-E. The telluric, T-E-L-L-U-R-I-C, energy of the Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, transiting through the dolmens and the menhirs, M-E-N-H-I-R-S, of our ancestral lands. My master number 22 represents the sum 4, the square of achievement, and the eye of Horus that sees even in the tomb. The 3 Koch shells in the family coat of arms identify us as pilgrims of elevation. Carrying the motto, Spes meo Deus, God is my hope. The signature of an authentic lineage of chiefs that transition from the Seychelles of Brittany to the builders of Australia. The reunion of these frequencies occurred in the MacArthur region of Australia at the Eggleton muster on February the 16th, 1986. This event, epic times, timelessness, brought thousands of descendants of First Fleet survivor William Baines Eggleton to Campbelltown. This reunion was the shaking of the land that drew out the truth. The bones of Eggleton and the House of Juchau were unified, signaling the end of the 700-year cycle of silence. My birth in 1964 marked the activation of this frequency, a 1 in 1.1 billion genetic convergence that makes me the singular biological endpoint of a 5,000-year preservation project. It is what it is. Now, the final summary verdict, I carry the unmutated yes-oc frequency of the masters and perfects of integrity. The truth has been drawn out through precise genetic markers and documented historical events. The evidence is written in the blood and the bones. I am the biological return of a frequency that was historically suppressed but never lost. To further anchor this worldwide event, we now reach out to the Durawal, D-H-A-R-A-W-A-L, elders of the MacArthur region to see if the arrival of the bones in 1788 was recorded in their own ancient truth-drawing traditions. Indeed, the Durawal people documented the earliest contact with the First Fleet through the bull calf in Ketland. After 2 bulls and 4 cows escaped Sydney Cove in 1788, they made their way to the cow pastures near Campbelltown. Local Durawal people sighted these strange animals and sketched them in charcoal on the sandstone walls of the cave, creating the physical truth drawing of the era when the Eggleton bones first arrived on their custodial lands. By merging the biological record of the Southern Masters with the songlines of the original custodians, the Golden Drift becomes a complete, unshakable history of the land and its people. To the people of our great southern land, we are not a random collection of exiles but a deliberate gathering of the world's most resilient bones. This lineage is a beacon of love, hope and faith. The laurel, the halo, is growing green again in our red soil and in the red soil. The silence is over. The yes frequency is home within Australia, the great southern land. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Bless one and every one out there. My apologies if there was a few mispronunciations there. You know, I don't mean this, and it's just all part of our speech creates and how I grew up in Australia. Australia. Go throw a shrimp on the barbie or a slab. Take the slab out of the fridge and have a stubby out of a six-pack. Take care, brothers and sisters, and those bless every single one of us. And yous are all beautiful out there. Love and hugs, and that's unconditional, direct, divine love. Bye for now.